Hi, I'm Pfeffer-Hahn. Welcome to Rollover Tips and Strategies. In this video, I'm diving into the world of 401k rollovers, sharing essential tips and strategies to help you make the most of your retirement savings. Whether you're switching jobs, retiring, or simply looking to optimize your investment portfolio, understanding the ins and outs of a rollover 401k is crucial for securing a comfortable retirement. You need to understand your options. Let's explore the different options available for your 401k rollover, such as transferring funds to a new employer's plan, rolling over to an IRA, or cashing out. Why would someone want to roll over a new 401k? For starters, you can continue to make further investments in the new plan and be eligible for any matching money that your new company is offering. If your old 401k is amazing and you love what it's been doing, you can keep the funds in there if you've already contributed and leave it for as long as your employer allows it. In fact, if your new plan seems less than perfect, maybe they have a limited investment choices for you, or maybe they're going to charge you fees or even not offer matching contributions, you may actually want to keep it in your old plan. However, there are risks as well. One of them is keeping track of accounts. If you're just starting out, it's conceivable that you may change jobs many times, many mini accounts floating around. If you're not great at record keeping, these can get lost. So if you roll them into one, you won't have to worry about knowing which accounts you have out there. It's also an option to borrow from your 401k in certain circumstances, but probably not being able to borrow from an old plan. Another option is to roll it over into an IRA. Both IRAs and 401ks have Roth and traditional versions. This means that you can put taxed money in and withdraw at retirement tax-free what you've contributed, not what you've earned on that account. Or you can put pre-tax dollars in and pay taxes when you withdraw your funds in retirement. There are benefits to both, so I'll have a video on that soon, but one is not better than the other. Cashing out your 401k is usually a mistake instead of rolling it over because you're going to be taxed on that money as ordinary income at your current tax rate. In addition, if you're no longer going to be working, you're going to need to be 55 years old to avoid paying an additional 10% early withdrawal penalty. If you're still working, you must wait to access that money without a penalty until age 59 and a half. So aim to avoid this option except in true emergencies. You're going to need to assess the fees and expenses. When you compare the fees and expenses that are associated with your current 401k plan, those with potential new plans or IRAs, you're going to want to ensure that you're making financially sound decisions. So consider fees as one of those several factors in your decision-making process. Compare all the services received with the total cost and realize that cheaper is not necessarily better. Some common fees that you might be paying and not even realize it are plan administration fees. These are the day-to-day operations of a 401k plan, and it involves expenses for basic and necessary for administrative services. In some instances, administrative service costs are covered by the investment fees that are deducted directly from your investment returns. Either way, generally the more services provided, the higher the fees that you're going to pay. Investment fees are also possible, and by far the largest component of a 401k plan fees and expenses is associated with managing the plan investments. Fees for investments that are managed and other investment-related services generally are assessed as a percentage of the assets or the money that you have invested. You should pay attention to these fees because you're going to pay for them in the form of an indirect charge against your account because they're deducted directly from your investment returns. Your net total return is your return after the fees have been deducted. So if you see that phrase, that's what it means. Individual service fees are also possible. For example, an individual service fee may be charged to a participant for taking a loan from that plan or for executing the participant's investment directions, whatever directions you're giving. You also need to review your investment choices. Take time to evaluate the investment options that are offered by your new plan or IRA to ensure that they align with your financial goals and your risk tolerances. A 401k plan will typically offer a range of investments, but any single plan may not offer all possible types of investments. The most common investment option includes stock, mutual funds, bond mutual funds, target mutual dates, and stable value funds. Each of them are going to be described here. Stock mutual funds. These are the funds that invest in stocks and may have specific themes, such as a value stock or dividend stocks. One popular option here is the S&P 500 Index Fund, which includes shares of the largest American companies, and it forms the backbone of many 401k portfolios. Bond mutual funds are funds that are invested exclusively in bonds and may feature specific kinds of bonds, such as short or intermediate term, as well as bonds from certain issuers like the U.S. government or corporations. Traditional date mutual funds will invest in stocks and bonds, and they'll shift their allocations to each one of those based on a specific target date or when you plan to retire. It becomes less aggressive in those products the closer you are to retirement. There are also stable value funds, and these funds invest in low yield but very safe assets like medium-term government bonds, and the returns and the principal are insured against loss. These funds are more appropriate for investors that are very close to retirement than they are for younger investors because they often offer less return because they are far more stable, and when you're younger, you have the ability to take more risk. Some 401k plans also allow you to buy individual stocks, bonds, EFTs, or other mutual funds. And these plans give you the option of managing the portfolio yourself, an option that may be valuable to advanced investors who have a good understanding of the market, and then you can take advantage of that. Timing also matters. Consider the timing of your rollover carefully, taking into account factors such as the market conditions, tax implications, and really any potential penalties that you might find for early withdrawal. If you have a personal financial planner, this is a great topic to discuss with them. For example, is now a good time for my rollover? And what will the rollover mean for my tax situation? If you have less than $5,000 in the account, the old company may be required to roll it over to a new plan. In any case, do not take the money in form of a check to deposit into another account, because if you miss your 60-day window for that rollover, you're going to be charged penalties and taxes whether you meant to keep it or not. So have your original 401k roll it into another account directly. Just a quick note here, for those of you who have already subscribed, thank you. But if you're new here, please hit the subscribe and the alert button so that you can improve the way that you think about your relationship with money. All right, you want to seek professional advice. I can't say it enough. Consult with a financial advisor or a retirement planning specialist, and they're going to help you navigate the rollover process and make informed decisions tailored to your individual circumstances. Some people will be able to navigate their 401k plan on their own, setting up their contributions and selecting the investments from a list that the new fund is going to offer. You may even be able to get some free guidance from your plan administrator or from your employer. However, some investors just aren't comfortable making investment decisions on their own, and that makes sense. You may need a professional to help guide you through this and make good choices for your 401k plan, because there is no one perfect plan answer. A good financial planner will help you understand your 401k plan and select funds that make sense for your risk tolerance and your time horizon when you want to retire. Here are some of the ways a financial advisor can help you with 401k plan. They can provide you general education, and as an advisor, they can help you understand how your 401k plan works and answer any questions that you may have. They can also help you select investments by identifying which funds to invest in based on your goals and help you adjust those choices over time as either your goals evolve or change. They'll also help you keep track of when markets go up or down and make decisions based on that. Finally, they can also help you with a 401k rollover if you ever leave your current job. You're going to want to keep track of your paperwork. You should definitely stay organized throughout this rollover process by keeping track of important documents such as account statements, transfer forms, and tax records. Keep track of all the documents for any 401k plan that you have. These are going to help you figure out how much is in each account, how much you've contributed, and how much your employer has contributed. Pay attention to the investing themes of your funds in your account. This will help you, and an advisor if you have them, decide on how to allocate your money in your new 401k account based on what you're needing or expecting for retirement. You need to understand the tax implications on these accounts. Familiarize yourself with the tax implications of your rollover, including potential tax consequences for cashing out or transferring funds between tax-deferred accounts. And one benefit of a 401k is that you can take money out if you find yourself in an emergency situation and need funds. A hardship withdrawal could be an option with your employer. This is a withdrawal of funds from a retirement plan due to an immediate and heavy financial need. The hardship amount is limited to what's needed at that moment and is not usually subject to a penalty. Generally, these things qualify for a hardship withdrawal: medical bills for you, your spouse, or your dependents, college tuition, fees, room and board for you, your spouse, or dependents, money to avoid foreclosure or eviction from your housing, funeral expenses, and certain costs to repair damage to your home. In any case, once those funds are out, they are no longer earning money for you and your retirement. So replacing them as soon as possible is the key to a healthy retirement. You can also take out a loan against your plan up to half the value as a payout from a 401k loan. And then you have typically about 5 years to repay yourself because it's your money. If you're using the loan to pay for a house, you may have a little bit longer than 5 years to repay it. The Internal Revenue Service, IRS, stipulates that the payments must be made at least quarterly, although many set up monthly or bi-monthly payment plans. When you apply for your loan, you'll also have to agree to the terms of repayment. And most employees set up an automatic payroll deduction to repay these loans and then pause on contributions until the loan is repaid. Automatic payroll withdrawals make it easy to stay on target and for your loan repayment to happen in a timely manner. But you may be motivated to pay off your loan earlier and return to your active investing, and that's a terrific idea. There are no prepayment penalties, and with the 401k loan, you can pay more than your agreed upon rate to pay off the loan earlier. Or you could make a lump sum payment to satisfy the loan early if you get a bonus, for example. If you lose or leave your job, though, you may have to pay back the loan sooner than the loan term. Your loan documents should establish a grace period for how long you have to repay the loan if you're no longer receiving a paycheck from this current employer. If you find you can't pay your loan back within the stated amount of time, the loan may be considered a withdrawal from your 401k, and then that's going to be subject to early withdrawal penalties and income taxes. So be very careful that you're going to be able to pay it back if you take it. You're also going to want to avoid common pitfalls associated with the 401k rollover, such as failing to meet the deadlines, incurring unnecessary fees, or overlooking tax considerations. Because as I mentioned before, you need to get the funds into the new account before that 60-day mark is up to avoid taxes and penalties with that rollover. Additionally, you can roll a 401k into another 401k without penalty and without tax consequences. But if you roll it into a Roth 401k, there will be tax consequences. This is because a traditional 401k is funded with pre-tax dollars, while a Roth 401k is funded with after-tax dollars. You're going to finally want to consider this consolidation. If you have multiple 401k accounts from previous employers, consider consolidating them into a single account. It's going to simplify your retirement planning and potentially reduce fees in the future. If you change jobs 3 or 4 times, you may have 3 or 4 more accounts that you need to be monitoring yourself. Keeping your eye on all those separate accounts is time that you could be spending on something else, like enjoying your life, from those traditional IRAs and 401ks. Meaning that you have to take money out of them or you're going to be penalized. In fact, 50% of what you should have taken out is going to be a penalty for you. So if you were supposed to take out $1,000, they're going to charge you $500. By keeping all your money together in one 401k, it means you'll only have to take one RMD rather than several and allow you to save your invested money for a long period of time. It also means that when you die, your retirement accounts will be passed on to your beneficiaries. So if you have several smaller accounts, your heirs might find it laborious to try and track down and manage each of these accounts, while one account allows them to easily see what's in your estate and how it should be distributed. Now that you're armed with essential knowledge and strategies for rolling over your 401k, you're well equipped to make informed decisions about your retirement savings. Remember to assess your options carefully, seek professional advice when needed, and stay proactive in managing your financial future. Thanks for watching Finances and Rolling Over Your 401k. I'm Kathy, and I'm grateful to be a part of your journey to financial empowerment. Please continue to let me know what topics you'd like covered in the comments. And for those of you again who have subscribed, I thank you. But if you haven't done that yet, please hit the subscribe button so you know what comes out in each new video. That way you can improve the way that you think about your relationship with money.